Ifad has caused a lot of changes in the life of our farmers.
VCDP have already made me to build an upstairs.
I have no what I gather more than the other years that I started business.
Our farming experience. In fact, we were doing it as a culture, but now as a business.
Nigeria, with a population close to 200 million people, is housing over 60 million farmers that are producing almost all the food the country consumes. About 70% of this farming population are small-scale farmers adopting local farming techniques in the production. Yes, small-scale, as majority of them cultivate less than 5 hectares and producing up to 90% of the total national output. Despite their hard work in land tilling, planting and managing their crops, they still have low yields. Their production has always been constrained by a host of challenges, and these include the challenge of low productivity, environmental degradation, limited access to productive assets and inputs, inadequate support services, limited access to rural financial services, inadequate market and rural infrastructure, as well as post-harvest losses and a constrained enabling environment. Having identified these challenges, Federal Government of Nigeria and International Fund for Agricultural Development (Ifad) in 2014 introduced Farmers Support Program, designed to boost and upskill farmers' output for their socio-economic well-being and that of the country. The initiative, known as Value Chain Development Program (VCDP), is a value chain approach to enhance productivity increase, promotion of agro-processing, access to markets and agribusiness opportunities. VCDP is a 6-year development initiative that is improving cassava and rice value chains for small farmers in the 6 states. The states are Anambra, Benue, Ebonyi, Niger, Ogun, and Taraba. The 6-year multi-million-dollar program targets groups that include 45,000 smallholder farming households, 1,680 processors, and 800 traders. The VCDP support program is also receiving the support of the federal government as well as all the 6 participating state governments. President Muhammadu Buhari personally visited VCDP stands at an agric show during his state visit to Ebonyi State.
Mr. President, our dear Governor, you are here with the International Fund for Agricultural Development and System Value Chain Development Program. We are partnering with the state government and supporting our farmers, giving them inputs, new rural infrastructure, capacity building, rural roads, rural water supply. All this we are going to do with the support of His Excellency, the Governor, who is being the counterpart for me for the program. We do supporting the unit. We also support small-scale irrigation projects, like giving our farmers support. We also promote the use of skills.
The program has been very, very successful because we have training of youth, training of women, we have inputs such as knowledge, capacity to do certain things, and improvement in the quality and quantity of yield from the farms.
They have been able to, do a lot on the social, infrastructure projects. For different, social infrastructure projects were built in the different, states. About 6 of the states are thereabout. They are part of the program. They have built markets. They built a couple of other, social infrastructure.
Ifad Value Chain Program is supporting farmers in the production of rice and cassava. And for the past 3 or 4 years, on the average annually, we contribute about 500,000 metric tons of rice to the national rice production and over 3,000 metric tons of cassava to national production.
In Benue State, north-central Nigeria, the intervention program is gradually transforming the livelihood of the rural farmers in all the benefiting 5 local government areas of the state. Rice production that had a record of 1.5 tons per hectare or less in the past. Today, farmers in Benue State are now getting up to 4 to 5 tons per hectare. This is as a result of the planting techniques and input supports they got from the VCDP.
Inputs, tractorization, so on and so forth. We were not left alone. They really supported us. And during harvesting, Ifad also supported us with thresher. We wouldn't have been able to thresh the rice all at that time. It was so fast, it was wonderful. No stress during the threshing.
We have supported the farmers to increase their production and productivity. In rice, specifically, we have raised the production, the output, from 1.5 as when we started metric tons to 4.5 averagely. That tells us that there should be an increase in income for a farmer that was farming 1 hectare and having 1.5 metric tons, now that is having 4.5.
All the rice farming communities have been linked to off-takers, which attracted about 2.7 billion naira investment from Olam farms between 2017 and 2018.
For the last season, what I can say, it was a mixed bag. Almost the recovery was up to 87%. Olam supported with seeds to all the farmers, and to the group leaders, Olam supported with 100% input.
Chohemba Nyayem and his group are among the rice farmers benefiting from the Olam and Ifad partnership. The group in Gwe East local government area of the state are now expanding their rice production with this power tiller they got from the intervention program.
Support us, they really support Gwe Integrity Multipurpose Cooperative Society because they support us because they are giving us, they give us bulldozers to come and do us land clearing. That is Ifad that they are giving us that support, and they are giving us input like fertilizer, herbicide, and they give us seed as well.
Rice millers are also carried along in the VCDP program in Benue State. Rice milling centers were established to support small-scale rice milling industries in the state.
They gave us a milling machine, a destoner, and also the polisher, the engine that is used to polish the rice at the final stage. And they gave us a lot of trainings in packaging and branding.
Cassava producers and processors are also not left out in the program. This group of farmers established this cassava farm after the land was cleared under the VCDP.
They developed the land for us by uprooting the trees around the farmland here. Then they also train our members, 2 of our members. And then another thing is, before when we are to come to the farm, we cannot see the access road, but now there is the access road. We can move our products freely to the market.
We have been working with Von Food in Aba to obtain cassava. This is the month according to the negotiation. We are expecting the off-taking of the last support commence in cassava this year. We're also trying to see the indigenous off-takers of cassava Fanta that are doing it at small scale. So those are the ones that we're working with. We signed MOU with in Taraba that indicate interest to obtain chips in Benue State.
It was also a success story in the neighboring state of Taraba. The VCDP program in the state has so far turned around the fortunes of over 9,000 smallholder rice and cassava farmers through training, input support and linkage to the market. Beneficiaries say the VCDP intervention has changed their socio-economic well-being for better.
We started feeling the impact of Ifad in Taraba State right from 2015. And from that day to this particular day, I will tell you that Ifad has caused a lot of changes in the life of our farmers through a lot of trainings, capacity building, and support in the on-farm activities, and also support in agricultural inputs.
We are in fact like we are missing, but it is VCD that brought us together. We unite both the farmers, off-takers, and then too, they are chain. You know what chain really mean? You cannot separate chain. So in fact, they are in between we, the farmers, the off-takers, and the government. So it's should really say bravo to them.
They confessed that the new methods of farming, processing and marketing introduced by the program have made farming attractive and interesting.
The VCD people have done a lot to us. We have seen their impact. The inputs they gave to us really helped us. Even with them, we wouldn't have known how to go into dry season farming that will help us to scale through the dry time. Even if you lost in the rainy season, the dry season, with their help and their guidance, their teachings, their trainings, and their workshop, the assistance they've been given has really helped us so far.
It has been a turnaround of my life and the family and even the society at large. Because in one way or the other, with Ifad and VCDP, it has touched, in fact, my life and my neighborhood. Because even the gift, the charity I used to give, it has increased. So it has affected my immediate neighbors and family members.
In Niger State, 15,627 farmers in the state, which include 11,948 rice farmers and 3,679 cassava farmers, are benefiting from the program.
Our extension agents train the farmers right at the redemption center that if they use fertilizer, we expect them not to have less than 4 metric tons per hectare. In fact, some farmers with the right input at the right time, they can get up to 7-8 metric tons per hectare. What they normally got before on their feed is just around 2 metric tons per hectare.
Today, Niger State is among the leading rice and cassava producing states in the country, courtesy of VCDP.
Before we are producing less, I can use the word less, but now we are not getting much improvement with the support given to us by the Ifad.
And we, all of us with my member and other people, we gather here, and they taught us how we will use new technology, using force button to parboil our rice.
The intervention did not stop in rice and cassava cultivation alone, but processing and marketing. Markets and processing centers were established in strategic locations in the state.
Tractor hiring services. They also provide services to our farmers. We want to see how we can reduce drudging, because that discourages the youths from going into farming, and so they are also part of it. Transporters too are also part of it. They are silent actors, because when our farmers produce in the field, they need a transport to transport their goods from the farm to the off-taker or to their stores.
Ogun State is the only state participating in the VCDP program in the southwest part of the country. No fewer than 9,000 farmers are participating in cassava and rice production in the state. The project, which began in 2014, had achieved an increase in yield of cassava from baseline figure 10.1 metric tons to 22.0 metric tons, while rice rose from baseline figure of 1.5 metric tons to 4.5 metric tons on the average.
The program is targeting smallholder farmers cultivating between 1 hectare and 5 hectares. And since we are also a poverty reduction program, most of those people are poor. So if you are now expecting them to be able to have access to large expanse of land, there must be some intervention to assist them. We expect that by the end of the program, their incomes will have been improved, and as such, they'll be able to go on with their production business.
Statistics show that the project had made some significant contributions and impact in the participating local governments, as its objective was to increase income and productivity of smallholder farmers in cassava and rice value chains.
I think Ifad VCDP has given us very good inheritance. It decides that they have exposed us to the importance of the benefit of cultivating rice seed, which to us is even better than producing paddies. Because looking at seed is even more profitable than paddy, which is expected to be turned to rice. But the seed we have planted here are meant to be purchased by Ifad VCDP in Ogun State, so that whatever we have as our own output from our farm will be distributed to other local farmers to plant. Because the seed we've planted here are breeder seed. And breeder seed are very expensive, if not because of the assistance we've received from Ifad VCDP. It wouldn't have been easy for us to get this kind of seed. But they have spent on us in terms of training, in terms of viable seed that are given to us to plant. So to us, we look at it as a very big and profitable business.
The International Fund for Agricultural Development Assisted Value Chain Development Program, VCDP, in Ebonyi, is not only boosting rice and cassava production in the state, but creating jobs among young people. 34-year-old Eze Kingsley is into rice production. He says he got 2 million naira profit in less than 1 year.
To get maybe 1 ton, 2 ton, but after the training, the first year, I think I got like 4 plus ton. So from what I got, they now picked me to train me as a seedpreneur, as at IITA Ibadan. And when I came back, I also put that in practice. That is 2016. And I produced rice, and that 6 ton, and other ones that I produced, the seed alone gave me almost 2 million.
Cynthia is another young lady in Abakiliki, Ebonyi State, who indicated interest in cassava stem business. She is expecting a turnover of 1.5 million naira from this farm after harvest.
Before, I used to make, I used to plant just a hectare, and I will make income like 200, 150,000 because of the variety we have been planting. But with the coming of VCDP, I'm able now to plant. I planted up to 2 hectares this year, and with the improved variety that I planted, I'm expecting that the yield will be higher.
Yeah, over the years, this is about effectively 3 years of program implementation. We admit them. We can comfortably report that we have been able to reach, in the first 2016, we reached over 5,000 farmers. In 2016, again, over 7,000 farmers were reached. So, and in 2015, we also did some skeletal, a little over 1,000. So effectively, we've done between 14,000 and 15,000 farmers have reached.
In Anambra State, the VCDP program is touching the lives of farmers in the state. The rice producing areas are producing over 5 tons of rice per hectare, as against 2 tons previously.
Because before you can work rice, you will not meet up by getting money to go and buy inputs. But VCD people are supplying us inputs. VCDP have already made me to build an upstairs. That is what I gained from them. It's on progress now. It is from this VCDP that I got it.
Our record last year at Omo, at Peter Okonkwo's farm, a stand like this was, we got 48. And during harvest, it translated to 7.42 metric tons, 742 7,420 kilograms of paddy per hectare. So you can imagine if this continues like this, what this will give us. In other words, we have a higher potential for yield from this farm. And by my joy, why I'm so excited is that this is a seed farm.
Ifad give us 4 tubes of hard chemical. We pay two. Then Ifad pay 2. Tractor for preparation. Preparation is 6,000 naira. I paid 3,000. Ifad paid 3. Fertilizer is 4 bags NPK, 2 bags of urea. We paid 3 bags. Ifad paid 3 bags.
The breeder seed is the highest seed. Before we don't know anything about it. Even the foundation seed or certified seed. We're just using grain. After we cultivate, we use it again to cultivate back again. So it's just giving us 2 to 3 tons or 2.5 tons. So, but now we are getting up to 7 to 8 tons. So even now, this one self that is 70 to 70 something tirage. So this one self, I'm sure this one will give us more than 8 or 9 tons or more than self. So this breeder seed is really what we want, and not any other people that do this except Ifad. So they really try for us.
Cassava yield have hit an average of 20 tons per hectare, as against the 10 tons recorded in the past.
Our relationship with the farmers has been most cordial and very friendly. We started with the sensitization, telling them about the value chain development program Ifad assisted, about all the implementation arrangements, and then the expectations and also our concern towards the farmers. And they accepted us, and we've been assisting them, both in the terms of land preparation, inputs like fertilizers, agrochemicals, insecticide, and other also with extension service. We also assist them with a form of extension service, building their capacity, and also strengthening the farmer groups.
Ifad was able to push over 56,000 metric tons of rice in Nigeria. And that represents about $36 million, which by implication represent an import substitution. With Ifad contribution and injection of the produce, we were able to reduce imports of rice by 4%.
The success story of the VCDP did not stop at rice and cassava production alone. It also covers infrastructural development, including roads, markets, as well as water supply in all the 6 participating states. For instance, 80 kilometers of roads have been constructed out of the target of 134.5 kilometers. Rice and cassava processing centers were also upgraded, and farmers there are doing stone-free branded rice with better equipment and have increased the income of the processors. This includes the establishment of seed lab in all the 6 states. Surely, Nigeria is working towards self-sufficiency in rice. Ifad, VCDP, is the largest contributor to this development. Government officials as well as farmers attest to these.